Hey, everybody. You're listening to Reality Intercepted with your girl, J Monique.
And CJ the Visionary.
I know it's been quite some time since you heard from us,
Yes.
but 2020 was definitely in for a ride. So we are back. We're over here ready and itching to go.
Itching for a scratch.
Don't pay him no mind. So we're going to get into it, and we're going to get into the situation with Tessica Brown, who has been dubbed the Gorilla Glue Girl all over social media, all over the internet, on the news platforms, the blogs, the podcasts, and all this other stuff. And I'm not even sure exactly how to process this, first of all. So for those of you who do not know, or maybe just heard a little bit on social media, or maybe just saw some posts on social media. Okay. So Tessica Brown, aka Gorilla Glue Girl, she posted on TikTok a video saying that she ran out of her got to be glue spray that she normally uses to finish up her hairstyles. But since she ran out of it, she decided to go to the next go-to option, which was to use Gorilla Glue to spray in her hair. And the thing about it is that it says heavy duty right on the front of it. So, okay. So before I get into the questions, a little bit of more of what's been going on with that. So she was stuck with that same hairstyle for a month. She washed her hair 15 times, she said. She eventually went to the emergency room where they poured some type of solution in her hair to try to help her get it out. Okay. Then after that, the staff tells her at the hospital that it will take about 20 hours for them to get it out. She decides that she does not want to wait the 20 hours. And she asks if she can go home where she is more comfortable instead of laying in the bed at the hospital. So now, in just a week's time, Tessica Brown, aka Gorilla Glue Girl, has raised over $13,000 on GoFundMe. She has gotten shout outs from celebrities. She has gotten verified on Instagram with the blue check mark. And she has like over 500,000 followers on Instagram, over 500,000 followers on TikTok. So she like became a celebrity basically overnight. She got a manager now as well, and a lawyer, because apparently more updated news on this saga. The saga continues. Dum, dum, dum. She has decided now that she may plan to sue Gorilla Glue, stating that it does not say you cannot use the product on your hair. And because it's multi-purpose, she figured that it was okay to use Gorilla Glue on her hair. So, okay.
What happened to people with common sense? People do not use their common sense anymore.
Exactly. And before you sit up here and think that we're harsh, okay, I've had a roller coaster ride of emotions over this last week regarding the situation. At first, I was like, what? Who does that? So at first, I thought it was funny at first. And then I started to become more sympathetic, especially after I saw the video and I saw the support on social media and things like that. And I felt so bad for her ordeal. Like, I'm over here thinking, I cannot imagine having this glued on helmet on my head for a month. Can't get it out. It's rock hard. You wash it, nothing happens. You pour oil on it, nothing happens. Like, you literally stuck with this thing on your head. And then from what I'm understanding, her head kept getting tighter and tighter, and it was starting to cause her headaches. So then I started to feel sympathy, like, oh my gosh, poor thing. Because I'm like, that's definitely an ordeal to deal with. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But now recently, my sympathy starting to dwindle a little bit because of the fact that she has decided that she wants to sue Gorilla Glue because so-called they never specifically put on their label that you cannot use their product in hair, and that is labeled as a multi-purpose.
First of all, they said don't put it on your skin.
That part. Facts.
And, you know, the whole thing that bothers me is that she's a teacher, you know, and she do art and craft type of things. And who put Gorilla Glue in their hair? Like, you can actually knock on it. Like, you know,
Literally.
and it ain't gonna move.
Not one bit.
It ain't even gonna frizzle up.
Not one bit.
And you go, first of all, how do you go and mistake Gorilla Glue from the other stuff that you ladies use?
Gorilla Snot.
Gorilla Snot. How do you mistake that? First of all, you have to go to like a hardware store or Home Depot to get the Gorilla Glue.
Right, or you can go to Walmart and go to their hardware section. I believe it's in their hardware section at Target as well. So that was also a question that I had as well, because I did see some comments on social media that a lot of people were thinking that it's possible that maybe she got the two confused and got the Gorilla Glue spray confused with the Gorilla Snot, which is the actual hair care product. So, but I'm over here like, no, she couldn't have gotten it confused, because in her interview with the radio station, she admits that she knew it was Gorilla Glue.
I don't feel sorry for her.
I don't feel sorry for her. And like I said, well, I don't feel sorry for her anymore, I should say, because, you know, like I said, my mentality toward this has changed in the past week from the time I first heard about it until now, because there's these ever-changing things. And, you know, I try to wrap my head around, how does somebody get a spray of Gorilla Glue and decide that this is a good idea to spray this heavy-duty industrial product in my hair, and a lot of it too, I might add. At least that's what it looks like. I'm going to turn and empty this can of Gorilla Glue all over my head, which is attached to my scalp, and the scalp is of which covers my brain. And I have other questions too. Okay, so first of all, it's like, how did she get the can of Gorilla Glue in the first place? Because she said that she ran out of her usual got-to-be glue. So my questions are, why didn't she just go to the store and just get some more got-to-be? Number one. Number two, how did it go from she ran out of got-to-be to I'm going to use Gorilla Glue? So that's I got a couple questions for that part. Like, okay, did she just have a can of Gorilla Glue laying around the house already?
And decided to use it?
And then if so, where was this Gorilla Glue located in the house? Was it in the laundry room? Was it under the sink? Is it normally by hair care items? Was it in the shed? Was it in the storage part of the house? Was it in the basement? Like, what happened? What location of the house was this Gorilla Glue product at?
Okay, I don't know where the Gorilla Glue was at in the house, but
none of us do.
I got a little bit of Gorilla Glue in my hand, and it was literally stuck, and I almost had a fit because I couldn't get it off.
And what did you do to get it off?
I used ice, and I used alcohol. Then what I did was just kept trying to rub it until like it finally, came loose.
And then it got loose.
Yes. But it was crazy because I couldn't get it off, and it was just a little bit that actually got on my hand, and almost had to fit in. So Imagine she got this whole can of Gorilla Glue on her head, and it getting tight. Then the other part, like, the reason I don't feel sorry for this young lady is because you went to the hospital. They offered to, help you get it out. You denied. So therefore, you really didn't want it out.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. I agree with you as well, CJ. Like, she went for treatment and then denied the treatment that they offered to her because it was going to take too long. It was going to take 20 hours. My thing is, well, hell, you done had that glue helmet on your head for a whole month, bro. Like, okay, so 20 hours, I don't care if it was 48 hours, get it off of your head.
And you said it was getting tight. Evidently, it's not bothering you as much that you claim that it is bothering you. Talking about it's getting tight. Because I would have stayed them 20 hours.
I would have too. If it was me and I got a whole thing of glue, permanent glue on my head, I'm in the hospital. They telling me, oh, we can get it out, but it's going to take 20 hours. Oh, I'm laying in that bed. Period. I'm staying. Period. I'm not leaving that hospital and going home because obviously, evidently, nothing was working in the first place that landed her in the hospital. Okay, so I do understand that the hospital sent her home with some sterile water and some acetone wipes.
She should have gotten there.
Oh, man.
If that won't help it, then will.
Jeez. Because I'm like, go home. It's like, okay, by this point with me, it ain't even about salvaging the hair no more. It comes down to a whole health issue.
Yeah.
You know, all those chemicals that are involved with Gorilla Glue, which is an industrial product that people literally use to help build houses. They literally use it to put together products.
Yeah.
So, and it's on your head?
Yeah, I put it
for
on my dashboard.
Yeah. People use it to fix things. And you have an industrial product sitting upon your head for a whole month. And then on top of it, there's no new growth. There's no room for anything for the hair to breathe. There's no room for any moisture to get in, but there's also no room for moisture to get out. So I'm not a healthcare expert. I'm not a hair care expert. I'm not professing myself to be one. But that sounds a bit dangerous, if you ask me.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, like usually if moisture's trapped somewhere, doesn't that breed fungus or some type of bacteria?
I would think so.
Oh my gosh. Like, to me, this is what I feel by this point. Once again, I'm not a health expert. I'm not a hair care expert or anything in that field. But from the outside looking in, from this point, it looks like she's not going to be able to save that hair.
That's done. That's a wrap.
That is a wrap. No hair.
She could hope it grows back.
And hope that it grows back, because that's another issue too, because that could actually cause damage to the actual roots of her hair and her hair follicles.
Uh-huh.
And these are things that I've seen on social media, of course, that, you know, from people who actually do hair care, by the way. And from what I've been reading, there could have been so much damage from what she did that it could have damaged her hair follicles, and she may either not have the hair grow back at all, or it's going to take a really long time for her hair to start growing back.
I don't think she really concerned that much about her hair. It don't even sound like she really concerned, because she would have stayed up behind in the hospital and let them do what they had to do.
That's right. That's right. She would have just stayed, because now you're talking about health concern. Oh, can I go home? So basically, the hospital released her against medical advice, because usually when the patient is at the hospital and the hospital says, well, you need to stay for us to properly treat you, and the patient says, well, I want to go home. Okay, yeah, you have that choice as a patient, but the hospital is going to release you against medical advice. They already told you and offered you a proper course of treatment, and you declined to do so. So now that's on you.
Then you want to turn around and sue Gorilla Glue?
And I'm going to get into that part as well. She wants to sue Gorilla Glue. So at what fault is Gorilla Glue at? Because Gorilla Glue, first of all, it lists that it's a heavy-duty product. They never said it was for hair. While it does not specifically say that you cannot use it on hair, it says do not use on skin or eyes or any part of your person.
If you cannot use it on skin, why would you put it in your hair?
Exactly. It also says that it's permanent. And it's also not, even when you go to the store, you cannot find Gorilla Glue in the same section as hair care products. So let's say you're at Walmart. Hair care is with hair care. Gorilla Glue is either in the arts and crafts section or it's in the hardware section.
I would,
period.
I would think it would be in the hardware section.
Or both, because I
Yeah,
have seen certain
it could
types of
be.
Gorilla Glue, like in the arts and crafts section at Walmart. I have seen certain types of Gorilla Glue, like the small things of it, not the
Okay.
spray, but like the actual like gel
Yeah.
Gorilla Glue. I have actually seen.
Actually, this is my first time even seeing the sprays.
I never heard of the spray until this whole Gorilla Girl thing came out. To be honest with you, I'm like, they got a spray. But man, I can tell you right now, people probably buying the hell out of them Gorilla Glue products now. I mean, it was already a known product to begin with, but
Yes.
now it's like a lot more people are probably buying Gorilla Glue. Like, oh snap, it worked.
I'm waiting to see the videos, like, because somebody out there gonna do a song, and they already messing with her. So, like, I want to see how far this goes.
I actually do too. And as far as the lawsuit is concerned, obviously from the way I'm talking, I do not believe she has a legal leg to stand on. Others may feel differently, and that's okay. Everybody has their opinion. I'm not a legal expert as well. I'm not in the legal field, but based off my perception, it does not seem that she has a legal leg to stand on. Because first of all, she voluntarily misused the product. That's product misuse, in my opinion. She misused a product that was never designed for hair in the first place. Also, Gorilla Glue Company, they put on their bottle what it's used for. You can use it for floors, wood, things like that. So, and then, like I said, it's not even in the same department. So that, to me, I feel like that's on her. That's completely her fault. So as far as her saying that, it was misleading because it didn't specifically say to put in your hair. Okay, so if I grab a bottle of Lysol, right, it kills bacteria. And I decide, you know what, I have a cold. I'm sick. I'm going to turn around. Let me go ahead and add some Lysol to my tea. Drink that. And then if I get sick, I can get mad at Lysol now. Because, it says that it kills 99.9% of bacteria. It was very misleading. They didn't put on their label that I can't mix it with my tea.
She might have wanted to listen to the Trump. Like when Trump told everybody about the Lysol, it disinfected. Like, for real.
Like, here's my thing. With people like this, you have to be careful, in my opinion. Like, companies and businesses have to be careful, especially those that make products. Because now it's like, okay, now you have to get even more specific with your labels to avoid crap like this. I feel like what she did was dumb. It was dumb. It was stupid. Like, she's 40 years old. She has kids. She's not a teenager. She's not in her 20s. She wasn't drunk or high or doing something stupid. Well, I don't know what she was doing, but regardless, she's 40 years old. How do you not know that you can't put Gorilla Glue in your hair? And like I said, how did she get Gorilla Glue? Was it already in the house? What part of the house was it? Did somebody recommend it to her? Like, did a friend or family member recommend it to her? Like, oh yeah, you had a guts to be, but yeah, Gorilla Glue worked. And here's some in the house. Go ahead and spray it on your hair.
It almost sounded like she was getting ready to go out and they was in a rush and, getting herself fixed up and, she done ran out of her spray, so to be all quick and stuff, here she goes, girl, I'm ready.
That's a possibility of what could have happened. Or maybe there's so many ways that this could go, but we're going to find out the truth. I'm telling you, more stuff's going to come out. Or she could have had a hating ass friend. She knew that she ran out of guys to be like, girl, you ain't got to worry about going to the store. Just use that Gorilla Glue that you got in the house. It works just fine. It works the same way. Meanwhile, this hating ass friend knew that you can't do that. So Tessica, Gorilla Glue girl, she trusted her friend, was listening to her friend, and then decided, oh yeah, I'll spray this on my hair, and then you got this.
But the fault still fall on her because she's a teacher. And look what type of teacher is she?
That's the part I don't understand. Like, if you deal with arts and crafts, once again, this is gathered from social media. If you deal with arts and crafts, apparently at some point in time you deal with some type of glue, whether it's Gorilla Glue, Elmer's glue, or whoever types of glue. You dealt with some type of glue and paint and things like that. Like, you know, and you can't get, I'm sorry, I'm not buying this getting Gorilla Glue mixed up with Gorilla Snot.
She trying to cash in.
And that was my next point. This is why I'm not so sympathetic anymore, because that's exactly what it sounds like. It sounds like she's trying to cash in, and this is now starting to look more opportunistic to me. Like she's chasing clout. You know, I'm not a mean person. I was sympathetic at some point in time, but then that sympathy changed real quick when I saw that she wanted to sue Gorilla Glue and either got a lawyer or is in the process of hiring a lawyer or whichever the case may be. And it's like, hold up, like, girl, you really trying to get paid off of this? Like, you already famous now. And, you know, from what I saw on social media, plenty of beauty supply places and wig places offering to send her wigs for free. So now you want Gorilla Glue to pay you
for something that you did? Are you fucking crazy?
I mean, seriously. That's the part I can't get over. Like, because it said multi-purpose. Well, you got multi-purpose Lysol sprays. You have multi-purpose Fabuloso. I believe you have multi-purpose Mr. Clean. Like, that make you think, like, what?
And I don't understand, you know, I know everybody tuned in after, you know, she went on TikTok and was saying about the Gorilla Glue. But when do you become a celebrity by doing something stupid? Like, she got a check mark, and you got people out there doing real positive things and doing things, and they don't even have a check mark.
Yep, I actually know a couple people personally.
Yeah.
That should actually have, by right, blue check marks, and they don't have blue check marks. And here you got this one. This is the fastest verification I done seen. Like, she got a blue check mark. This time last week, I never heard of her.
By doing something stupid.
Mm-hmm. And now she cashing it. And it's like, it make you think like, okay, do she genuinely want that hair fixed? Or is she purposely dragging it out? Because once the hair situation's fixed, people are going to stop talking about it. It make you wonder a lot of things now. It's almost like, okay, something in this milk ain't clean. Like, it just sounds like clout chasing all the way around. Like, how, because, like, she had an opportunity to get, you know, she had the opportunity to get traded, period.
Yeah, and at first, you know, I ain't gonna lie, when I seen about the crowd, like,
that's what my thing
but
is.
then
like,
again, I was like, because that's her fault. Like, who does that? I done heard people doing crazy things, but this about the craziest thing that I ever heard.
It is like, and I feel even more sorry for it, like if it was like a prank or something, like somebody like, you know, put Gorilla Glue in her got to be thing and she didn't know.
But that's a whole different story.
That's a whole different story. But the fact that like you asked for this, like you signed up for this, like you intentionally did this.
And then you want people that feel sorry for your half kitty.
Right, and then in the TikTok video, she holds up the can of the got to be, you know, and then she holds up the can of the Gorilla Glue. Like, if you ever run out of got to be, don't you ever use Gorilla Glue spray on your hair, because it will never come out. And I'm over here like, why do you feel like you have to make an announcement about that? First of all, I wouldn't put Gorilla Glue in my hair in the first place, so there's no need to tell me that.
And second of all, I'm not finna wait a month. Because when that hair is not frizzing up and it's not moving and it's just getting tight, I'm out of here. I'm to the hospital. Like, please help me. Like, somebody help me.
That's the part I don't understand either. Why would you wait a whole month? You know, fully dang on well that no type of holding style is supposed to last a whole month and don't even move. In the first couple of weeks, it's supposed to start flaking up. You're going to see a couple hairs like starting to come up and stuff like that. So once you saw it didn't move, why would you just like sit there and try different remedies and stuff like that? And then you go to social media, ask for help. Why didn't you go to a doctor to ask for help in the first place? You should have been at the hospital like last month.
I would have never went to social media. I went straight to the hospital. I'm trying to tell you.
So I have another question. Okay, I'm going to get back to the whole Lysol thing. It kills 99% of bacteria. Okay, so what if somebody got a yeast infection or whatever, right?
Uh-huh.
And they decide to be stupid and use Lysol and spray their little derriere. And then it started burning and they got to go to the hospital. And then they, do what Tessica did. And like, oh, well, it said it's multi-purpose and kills 99% of bacteria. So, I figured that's what it was.
Can you imagine? Derriere's on fire. Help. You trying to fan it and everything. Like, it's burning. Are you crazy?
Well, first of all, never in my life did I ever think that anybody would spread they whole head and empty a can of Gorilla Glue spray in their hair. So it's like, I'm over here like, okay, you don't know what the next person gonna do. And it would not surprise me anymore if somebody really turned around and took some Lysol spray and did that.
Don't do that shit. Excuse me.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, word to everybody. I never thought that we'd ever have to say this publicly. But do not use products outside of their intended uses. Just do not use products outside of their intended usage. And always read the labels. Read it from front to back if you have to. If you do not understand, go to the product's website. Okay, so if you're trying to use something in your hair, if that product is not typically found in the hair care section, and it does not say on the product that it is for hair, do not spray, spread, or gel your hair with that product.
But my thing is, right, why she using this product, right, and she getting it slicked down, like, what she used to slick it down?
She could have probably had gloves on. She could have probably used a comb or some type of other object to put that in her hair. I don't know, because I wouldn't put that stuff in my hair.
But again, you using gloves and you slicking back, trying to get it right. You're going to do it multiple times. Eventually, them gloves going to get stuck to their hair. Your hand going to get stuck up there. So, like...
She probably did it real fast because it's the spray, so she probably didn't have to rub too much in. Like, it looked like she emptied that whole can on her head. So she probably wasn't rubbing it for too long. Probably did like a real quick rub. I don't know. None of us were there, but she probably did like a real quick rub and, kept it moving.
But it don't take that fast for it to stick or dry. It don't take long at all.
I get that. It probably just takes a few seconds. It also only takes a few seconds to, whatever, smooth whatever. Because remember, from what I'm understanding, her hair was already styled. She just needed to finish it off, get that polished look, and also have it hold in place.
And that thing shining like new money.
Oh, man. I mean, that thing is shiny. But as far as that's concerned, with what you said, with the spray and stuff, like I said, it's probably something that she did, real quick. Because normally she uses got to be glue spray anyway. So she probably did it like real quick. I don't know. I wasn't there. But somehow that glue got in her hair. She figured out a way to get in her hair and not have her hands stick together.
Do you actually think she had somebody to spread? Like, girl, help me finish my hair.
I don't know what she did. But the person spraying is just as wrong, too, because they couldn't say, girl, you don't know you ain't supposed to be putting this in your hair. You're like, what girlfriends do?
That friend didn't care if it was a friend.
So I don't know if she had help or if she put this in herself or whatever the case may be. But it's like, if she did put it in herself, which is likely the case, no, don't do that. And if she had a friend or a family member help her, it's like, nah, you need to question that relationship with that family member or friend, because they should have been like, oh, girl, this says a Gorilla Glue heavy duty. I'm not spraying this in your hair.
Yeah. And this is something that gonna follow her for the rest of her life.
Yeah, she probably about to get paid. Well, even if she don't actually get money from a lawsuit or anything, she got a blue check now. And chances are she gonna get paid by somebody. I don't know, commercials, endorsements, or something.
I don't want to endorse that. If you endorse
not
that,
you endorsing it, but
I'm saying, like, any company, if you endorse that, you endorse anything. Like, come on, somebody done made a fool of herself, put Gorilla Glue in her head and cashing in on it. That don't make no sense.
Nah, I don't. And that's the part I don't like. Like, she's like getting famous from it, and then you realize what the real lick read, like, oh, okay, oh, she's trying to sue now. Oh, okay.
And the fact that she had it in for a whole month and didn't even try to go to the hospital, you know, that's no good. You trying to cash in and people sending you money and all that. That's not right. You taking advantage of people.
Yeah, and that's the thing I don't like. It kind of look like taking advantage now and like opportunistic, clout chasing, like everything all in one. It seemed like she looking for fame and looking for money all at the same time. And she got the fame and she's getting money. But now she want even more money. It's like she's getting greedy now. It's like, come on, take your L, bro. Like, take accountability like you're an adult.
Take that check mark from her because she really don't deserve it.
Yep, check mark or no check mark. Like, something just don't sit right in my spirit with this. Like, I don't like like I said, I felt sorry for a few days about it. And then I'm like, when I seen the updates and stuff, I'm like, homegirl really gonna sue because of something she did after she misused the product. That she knows it is not a hair care product, but because you thought it would work the same.
Huh. And I don't see a lot of women, get their hair done and use stuff to slick down their hair. But not one of them ever said, let me get some Gorilla Glue.
Not one time. I've never heard of this. Like, once again, like with your situation, I've heard of, Gorilla Glue accidentally getting stuck to fingers and hands while somebody's working on something. That's typical or whatever. Yeah. But I've never heard somebody like purposely taking a spray can of Gorilla Glue and spraying it all over their head, thinking that they were just going to wash it out. No, that's the whole point of Gorilla Glue. It doesn't wash out. It's permanent.
Haven't you ever seen a Gorilla Glue commercial?
I don't know if she's ever seen that commercial. I don't know what's going on. What are your final thoughts on the whole the Gorilla Glue girl situation, and from the time that she put it in her hair to when she went to the hospital to now she wants to sue the Gorilla Glue company?
At this point, Jay, I don't really know what to think because, like, you was in the hospital and you left. That bothers me right there, and common sense is not so common no more. People do not use their common sense.
Nope, they do not.
I mean, I hate that she put it in her hair, but she didn't want to receive medical attention. I don't feel sorry for her no more. So, hey, we'll see what happens.
Yes, we definitely will see what happens. And my final thoughts are pretty much, from the time that she put it in her hair, it's, I still feel the same way as far as, it should have never happened in the first place. That's how I feel as far as, her putting it in her hair. It should never happen in the first place. The product should never been misused. Regardless of what if it said multi-purpose or it didn't specifically say don't put in hair, it's just universal common sense. You don't misuse a product. If it's not in the hair care aisle, don't put it in your hair, period.
Exactly.
And as far as the whole, trip to the hospital and stuff like that, if it were me and I was in that type of situation and, there's finally a solution to my problem, even if I had to stay in the hospital overnight or whichever the case may be, I would have stayed. Yeah. I would not have asked to be sent home.
Exactly.
So that's my thoughts on that situation. And as far as pursuing Gorilla Glue, while I'm not a legal expert, I do not believe that she has a legal leg to stand on at all whatsoever. I feel that the case is frivolous by this point because I don't feel like Gorilla Glue is at fault for something that she did on her own. When she misused the product, she chose to either not read the label or she did read the label and disregarded it. Either way, that's not Gorilla Glue's fault.
Exactly.
Period. So that's my final thoughts on that. So let us know what you guys think about this whole situation, and let us know your thoughts on this lawsuit that Gorilla Glue or Tessica Brown wants to pursue against Gorilla Glue. Follow us on Instagram at Reality Intercepted and on Facebook, Reality Intercepted Live. And we'll tune in next time.